All right, today I want to talk about some of the things that I do personally in my everyday life that help me to stay on track. And also, more importantly, to get everything done that I need to get done that day or that week. And look, I'm not a productivity expert, and a lot of the things that I do might not work for somebody else, and that's totally fine. And I've watched a bunch of other productivity and time-saving videos here on YouTube, and I've tried some of those things, but not everything is right for the way that I work or my lifestyle. A lot of the things that I do on a daily basis that help me focus and get things done are things that I've had to develop on my own. So hopefully at least one of my grassroots efforts and busy lifestyle hacks can help you get things done more efficiently in your busy life. So quick disclaimer, I work from home. And I've talked about this before, but I work basically 7 days a week. And it's not very often that I take like an entire day off, because I'm usually at minimum putting in at least 3 to 4 hours of something every single day. Now, there has been times where I've worked harder and built out all my projects ahead of time so that I could take some time off, and that's awesome. And that's kind of what I'm trying to work on right now, because I'm trying to plan a week off in either like late April or May to head up to Seattle and see a bunch of my family. So I need to be able to focus and work on projects now that are due like 2 months from now so that I can take time off. Okay, so jumping right in with the first hack is to get up earlier. Now look, stay with me here because I know you've heard this a million times from a million different people, but I'm telling you, it changes the game. So look, if you normally get up at like, say 7 or 8, try getting up at 5 or 6. And yeah, it's gonna suck for the first couple of days, but that extra time in the morning when it's quiet can be some of the best hours of your day. Because think about it, if you get up at 7. You might lay there for 10 or 20 minutes looking at your phone and then maybe go out to the kitchen and make yourself some coffee, sit on the couch and watch TV for a half hour, maybe even grab a little bit of breakfast or just kind of fart around the house before actually going and sitting down at your desk. You've basically already consumed the first hour and a half of that day. And so for you, you got up at 7 and you actually don't get to work until like 8:30. I mean, the world is pretty much awake by 8:30 and it's probably starting to bother you at about that time. So instead of getting up at 7, get up at 5. And feel free to spend the next hour waking up and doing all the usual stuff that you normally do that I just mentioned, so that when you actually start work, it's like 6. Not that many people are up at that time bothering you, so you can focus when it's quiet and get a lot of things done. And think about it this way. You've already got in an hour's worth of work before you even used to wake up. I'm telling you, it's a huge jump on your day, and I promise it makes a huge difference in your overall productivity. For me personally, I get some of my best work done first thing in the morning. Okay, the next thing that I do, kind of on and off, but more on when I need to really force myself to focus, is to set a timer for 30 minutes or 60 or 90 minutes and work on one thing until the timer goes off. You're not allowed to look at your phone, you're not allowed to check your email, and you're not allowed to do anything else other than focus on the one project until the timer goes off. And if you're like me and you're easily distracted, maybe start for 30 minutes. And once that 30 minutes is over, you probably feel like maybe that wasn't enough time, so keep going. The longer your timer is set, the more you can get yourself into that work zone, and when the timer finally does go off, you don't even realize it's been an hour. At that point, if you feel like you're in a zone and you want to keep going, by all means, keep going. And it's important that you can be able to be your own boss, because if you're a solopreneur like me, you're also the employee. And it's important to give yourself, as the employee, projects that need to get done in the next, say, 4 hours. Because here's the thing. If you have a project that's due next week, it'll take you until next week to get it done. But if you have that same project that's due by the end of the day, you will find a way to get it done that day. But also, on the same token, to prevent burnout and allow yourself to get your eyes off your screen, when the timer goes off, get up. I might go to the kitchen and make myself a smoothie or another cup of coffee, or depending on what time of day it is, I'll make myself some lunch. And because I just mentioned lunch, the next busy lifestyle hack is to learn how to meal prep for yourself or have a delivery service send fresh, healthy meals right to you. And since a lot of you know that cooking is not my strong suit, today's sponsor, Factor Meals, makes meeting my nutrition goals very simple. Factor Meals delivers fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. Their team of gourmet chefs create each meal using only ingredients with integrity to help you feel your best all day long. And because I'm very busy, it takes all the guesswork out of trying to figure out what I'm supposed to eat that day, and it's a lot faster than ordering in. Their menus are updated weekly and include over 27 meals and over 33 add-on options. Factor offers keto, calorie smart, chef's choice, vegan, and veggie options, which include seafood, meat, and plant-based meals. Meal plans range from 4 to 18 meals per week, and of course you can add or reduce that number depending on your specific needs. Plus, you can skip a week if you need to. Factor meals arrive pre-prepared and ready to eat in just minutes, which is perfect for those of us like me with busy lifestyles. And it also cuts down on my visit to the grocery store because gas is stupid right now. The add-ons are delicious, and I recommend adding on the juices because they are simply amazing. And if you want to go check out all of these meals, head to go.factor75.com/fashion120 and use code fashion120 to get $120 off an amazing deal. That's go.factor75.com/fashion120 and use code fashion120 to get that $120 off. Okay, the next hack I have for you is to eat that frog. Now let me explain. There's a book called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy that talks about a bunch of different ways that you can stop procrastinating and get a lot more done. One of those ways is to tackle your most difficult project first. And I know you know what I'm talking about. That project that's difficult, or that phone call that you need to make that you know is gonna suck. It's gonna suck no matter when you make that call, and the longer you wait to make it, the more it starts to affect everything else you're doing that day up until that point. Get those tough projects done first and eat that frog so it's not stressing you out for the rest of the day. And next, depending on how your day is going and how much work you've been putting in that day, you might need to step away for a little bit, and that is totally fine. What I do is go outside for a walk. This allows me to clear my head a little bit and get outside and get some fresh air and get some sunlight. It allows me to kind of reset myself before getting back into my office. I might listen to a podcast on Spotify, but something lighthearted like a nice podcast or a comedy. But what you should not do is listen to anything that's too heavy that might stress you out even more or bring your mood down. This is your 30 minutes or 60 minutes. That's your time to recharge and reset so that when you do get back in the office, you can knock out whatever's left on your plate for that day. I'm telling you, if you have the means to get outside for 30 minutes or an hour at some point during your workday, it's a game changer. Now, this next one gets to be a little more of a challenge for those of us working from home and also living by ourselves. So, if you made it this far in the video, I need you to hit that like button for me to let me know because this one gets to be a little difficult, and it's dealing with isolation. I don't have a solution that's going to work for everyone because even some of my solutions don't always work for me. But I can tell you that it is important that you have some type of activity outside of work and from the home that you can do if you start to feel isolated. I'm not complaining, but one thing I can say is that being a YouTuber and a content creator is a very isolating job. Ask almost any full-time YouTuber and they'll probably say the exact same thing. And I know this because I know a lot of the other guys personally that you probably watch on YouTube and they all will say the same thing. I mean, think about it. I research topic ideas by myself. I write scripts and outlines by myself. Then I talk to a camera by myself, and then I go sit and edit what I just filmed by myself. The outside world is a luxury, and if you follow me on Instagram, you probably see me out enjoying life sporadically as much as I possibly can. Look, I work hard and I play hard, and I'm the type of guy that's okay with isolation and being on my own for certain periods of time, but after that, I need social interaction to recharge my batteries. Even if I just go out to dinner by myself and sit at the bar or go hang out at one of the local wineries by myself, it's being around other people and enjoying random conversations with strangers that gives me the boost I need to keep going and recharge my batteries. So if you're like me and you feel the same way, I encourage you to find an activity outside of your house that allows you to recharge. Even if you don't think you need it, I bet you really do. And with that, my friends, I really hope you enjoyed this one. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.